You want to know how to tease a girl or tease a woman effectively so she becomes more attracted to you. And there's a really great way of doing this that's very natural to elevate her attraction for you, whether you've just met her or you've actually been in a relationship with her for a while. What he said. Okay, with your help, I've landed who appears to be the love of my life. She's like a super score, much younger than me, pretty, shapely, and above all, nice and attentive to me. Which is awesome, of course. I will continue listening to you, Anna, because all you've taught me has worked like a charm. Awesome. I had made a list of attributes I needed in a lady to be in a relationship, and Kay, we'll call her Kay, checked every box. Now, at all costs, I have to learn how to keep her. While remembering, I found her and could find another if something, dread the idea, should become a deal maker for either of us. True. It's been a month only, but communication is way ahead of my usual 1 month time period. So obviously still in the euphoria stage, but still ahead of where he normally is at this point in his previous relationships. Saying no to them is my thing to master. Now I've done another video, side note here, on how to say no effectively. I'll link that later in the video. Her being young, beautiful, and loving beyond belief has nothing, cross that out, has everything to do with this. Keeping her at all costs is a goal. And again, he's mentioned that twice, so I'm going to really talk about that. So being a pushover can't happen. I've done this before and I've been told you never say no to me. I'll be looking for an opportunity. This one cannot get away. So just before I get into my reply, you've probably noticed that, obviously when you find a good one, you tend to be anxious to not want them to get away. And it can really affect your behavior with that person in a way that is a turnoff. So you want to mitigate that part by offering up the nose, as I suggested in my other video, and then also teasing my reply. The goal should be to keep her as long as it's good for both of you, but never at all costs. Key point. Never at all costs. But he is right in that being a pushover isn't good for either of them. So one of the ways you can avoid being or seeming like a pushover is by disagreeing on something. If you haven't found anything to disagree on yet, you are going to disagree with her in a playful, teasing way on something that you might actually agree on. But here's how you're going to play it out. This is best done in person. You will be able to gauge better how far you can push this and how far you can go with this, and whether or not you're actually going to be triggering her in a real way. You don't want to do that. You need to be able to keep it playful and fun and teasing while still elevating her autonomic arousal system, so the kind of fight, flight, or freeze part of our brain, but not so much that she really does get upset or has negative, lasting feeling toward you. So you could say something like, I'm not sure I agree with you on that. Convince me. So then she's going to defend her argument. And as long as you can see that she's not really upset by it, then you can say something like, I'm listening, or tell me more. And depending on where she goes from there, if you can see that she's playing along and she's getting that this is a fun tease, you could take it one step further by saying, anything else? Maybe with a raised eyebrow. And then in the end, you say something like, well argued, Ashley. I knew you were a smart one. So if she's been very good-natured about the interaction, then she might act like she's upset with you, like, oh, you, or something like that. When you are in a state of arousal, like upset arousal, your blood pressure is up, your heart rate is up. It's similar to the reaction you have when you are physically turned on. Then you can quickly redirect that energy for her into attraction, and maybe even immediate attraction, by saying something like, you're extra sexy when you're spicy like this. And then you might even follow it up by, get over here and give me a kiss. Or, if she's close, better for her to be closer, because that shows that you are still closer. She doesn't want to start distancing herself. So watch for body language. If she starts moving away, then she might be more seriously getting agitated by it. She is not triggered in a negative way, and you can reach over and say, all right, let's kiss and make up. And in the end, you always want to break the tension by saying, okay, you've convinced me. Now get over here and kiss me. Or something that breaks the tension, is a funny, and or creates physical intimacy right away. There's always ways that you can modify and adjust the various things that you might use, the phrases, and make them your own so they don't sound canned or fake. Do have limits, and we all have triggers. And if you've been with your girl for a while or your woman for a while and things are starting to slag, or you're feeling her starting to pull away, then you definitely want to watch my video on how to keep a keeper or how to keep your woman happy, because there are often things that happen in a long-term relationship that make her start to pull away that are preventable. So if you've been in a relationship for a while and that's where you're at, then watch that video.